The Igbos are not interested in dividing Nigeria. That is not the interest of an average Igbo man. What they want is to separate themselves from a nation which foreigners have taken over. Now, all them are foreigners this morning. They're saying that the Fulani who are foreigners, or we must tell you the fact, the Fulani are not indigenous to Nigerians. The Fulani came to Nigeria in 1804. Now, Fulani has taken over Nigeria, so the Igbos cannot allow a foreigner to be ruling over them. That is why they want to separate themselves. They don't want to separate Nigeria, no. They want to remove themselves from a country where the Fulani are taking over. But then, this statement caused every argument this lovely hour. I'm talking about as at 7 a.m. in the morning, argument erupted newspaper stand over two major issues. Number one, when a man from Delta State said Delta or he said South is not part of Biafra. And number two, when the Igbo man replied and said the Igbos are not even interested in dividing the country, they want to separate, remove themselves from the Fulani domination. But let me inform my viewers, if you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, all notifications, drop a comment, click the like button and share this video with others. As we bring you news on the newspaper headlines, we also bring you news on the streets. People's opinion about the topical issues in Nigeria. Biafra evangelist, this okay, you know this morning, but it really caused a lot of controversy. The Igbos are not interested in dividing this country. No, they want to separate themselves from a country which the Fulani have taken over leadership mantle. Let me have your opinion on this. This morning, what do you have to say about this trending issue at newspaper stand this morning?
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are watching us from. I remain one and the only Biafran evangelist, and I will speak because so far so good. The topic you are talking about, this statement, I was the one that made that statement. I made the statement clearly that Nigeria is not going to divide or is not dividing as a result of Biafra. And neither is Mazen Nambekano or Biafrans trying to divide Nigeria. No, it's two different things. That's why I put it that way. I made that statement. Go, if you are following up, check me. I'm the first person to make that statement. Yes, we are not trying to divide Nigeria. We are trying to separate ourselves from Nigeria. And I still stand on my word because I understand what I am saying. We are not dividing Nigeria. We are separating ourselves from Nigeria. So Yorubas and Fulanis can continue. After all, they are the one that have been ruling themselves. That is what I mean. So the Igbos, the one that have been sidelined, need to stand on their own. That is one. Number two, a total stranger have come to take over the power of Nigeria, both in economy, both in leadership, both in everything. And that was why Nigeria economy is going down every day. Go and check your index of economic growth. Go and check your GDP, Nigerian GDP. Currently now, where is it? Go and check the value of Naira. Where is it today? You understand? Where is it today to compare before? Do you know that before Naira was a huge money if you own Naira in your pocket? What is a dollar before now? Dollar was nothing before Naira before. But today, where is Naira and where is dollar? Are they the same? Because of these people that have come, that have been mismanaging the resources of this country in the name of they are born to rule. A total stranger. What about the criminalizing politicians that is going on in Nigeria? We, the Biafrans, want to exist so that we can have a nation whereby corruption will not be the order of the day. Are you hearing me? So we want to build a nation. We want to have a nation called Biafra. You see why we want to separate ourselves? Because if you stole our money or you steal our money, in Biafra you will pay for it. Have you ever asked why China is standing and they are standing on the truth? Because in the constitution of China, you dare not do what? Steal their money, steal their resources. Be he who, whether indigenous or non-indigenous, whether you are a stranger, a foreigner, or indigene. If you steal their money, you pay for it. And that is why the China is moving and they are doing well. Can you use the population of China to compare the population of Nigeria? But why is it that every day Nigeria economy, everything about Nigeria, just the dabaru every day? Why? You know, maybe see every day, and you want somebody like us to remain in a country that don't have future,
but this said
a country that don't have a vision, a country that don't know where they are going to, they don't know their left and right. Is that the country you want the Biafrans to remain with? But whereby we have vision, whereby we know where we are going to, whereby we have plan, whereby there is something we are seeing in the front which Nigeria can never see. So we want to build a nation whereby corruption will not be the order of the day.
But this said that this government is trying to bring back the unity of this country, and the Igbos does not have right to live under a Tinubu administration, which is working hard to make sure that Nigeria remains one and indivisible. What do you have to say about that?
See, my beloved brother, no matter what Nigeria is doing, the fact has been checked that the Igbos on their own has made up their mind never to remain and to continue. No matter what Bola Ahmed Tinubu like, let him do. Yeah. But we still stand on our ground. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nigeria are talking of one Nigeria, why should Fulani still working freely? And Mazen Namdekano is in DSS facing trial. Why should Igbo be working freely? And Mazen Namdekano and many of my brothers, my families are in detention of Nigeria. And you're telling me one stupid one Nigeria. God, in fact, I don't want to, because the way I'm going now with this is getting me angry, getting me provoked. My beloved brother, I must tell you the honest truth. Whether Bola Ahmed Tinubu like it or not, Nigeria can never stop Biafra, and Nigeria cannot with your Biafran vision, dream. It cannot stop us from where we are heading to, because we want to build a nation whereby when you turn back, you will, in fact, it will hungry you. Listen and listen good. Somebody was telling me that in Africa, Nigeria is the one paying. Nigeria is the one selling the cheapest fuel in Africa. I said, and somebody was like, "Yes, it is true." I said, "Shut up your mouth! Do you know what you are saying?" The same government, how much that come now? How much did they meet the price of fuel when they before they come to the power? Now that you are telling me Nigeria, we are the one that own the oil. And let me tell you, you say that Nigeria is not the only one that own oil. The Morocco you are mentioning, do you know that Moroccans doesn't eat leftover food? Hello? They don't eat leftover food. That is to tell you the impartation of that oil, the resources in their country, the role is playing. And to tell you the kind of government that they are running, how their government is having a policy that that benefit the citizens. No matter the price of the disease, everything balanced in their table. But how is that those things balancing, your policy balancing things in the table of every Nigerians today? So what are we saying? My brother, Biafrans are prepared to go, and we must go. And we are going. Nigeria cannot stop us. We are going because, one, we want to have a nation to start with. Number two, we want to have a credible leaders, the people that can represent the world, the people that can have a good credentials, the people that that have a good heart, the people that when they speak, the whole world pay attention to them, not the criminal ones that are in Nigeria today. You want to keep us together in Nigeria, so that when do you know that in Nigeria today, before the world, Nigeria is zero.
Nigeria is zero? Yes. A nation that is business as a giant of Africa. A stupid giant of Africa. Can that speak where Ibrahim Traore is speaking? Mention Nigeria that can speak when Captain Ibrahim Traore is speaking today in the world. Mention. If not the likeness of Mazen Namdekano that is a Biafra, mention Nigeria. Mention Nigerian politician. Yeah, as we speak now, do you know that the Nigerian judiciary is facing Trump anger? As we speak now, do you know that now seeing Nigeria as a terrorist nation and as the most corrupt country in the world? Is that reputation good? We want to change the name that Nigeria have had
to most of our people in the name of them.
It's going to look like, or the capacity and integrity of an Igbo man in leadership, you know, and how it appeals to the international community, and Nigeria breaks up somewhere at the end of the day. Then you begin to understand that this is what it's actually going to be look like, you know, and when Biafra is finally restored, that we are going to have a good leadership, and that we have the capacity, we have millions and thousands of Igbos, you know, spread across the Biafra 40 territories, you know, and they have the capacity to provide leadership. So it is going to be a test, and it's going to be a form of pride. And in this presidency, you know, will not be viewed from the Biafran political angle, you know, but it can be seen as an identity of Igbo Biafran in presidency. So that the North and the South will be able to understand and balance the reservation they are having already. You know, that there's no connection whatsoever, politically and otherwise, between what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is intending and is aspiring to achieve, which has also already gotten global attention. Okay, take for the instance now, and here back where we are coming from, since the independence of Nigeria. Oh, no, not even the independence of Nigeria. Right from the day in late 18th century, when Nigeria was then Nigeria by a New York journalist, Flora, you know, and the name was suggested, you know. Before that, you know, there's a number of events that has taken place, you know, primarily, and in all that until the amalgamation and the independence of Nigeria in 1960, for the extant, you know, the Nigerian has never been able to produce a civilian democratic elected president of Igbo extraction. That is a signal of what we are trying to talk about today. How would Nigeria be like when can they be able to manage Biafra? Can they be able to govern Biafra? Can they be able to, you know, provide leadership? How would Biafra look like? You know, but it has not been tested and trusted. And these are the things, some that are hindering some treaties and diplomatic moves and relations and questions that are being asked between the international communities and the international space, you know, among diplomatic meetings and conferences and all that. How would the Igbo leadership, different Igbo leadership look like in Nigeria? Unfortunately, that's what it is. You know, no one has ever tested that. No one has ever to say, okay, we can give you an example of that, either briefly or within a period of time. Nobody can do that. So in this presidency, you know, this presidency comes as a result of, you know, if actually it comes, if actually it manifests, if Nigeria not developed, you know, and go their separate ways before 2027, given the marathon conditions that have been coming from the international communities, world leaders and world powers, tagging Nigeria a pariah place where Christians are being killed on daily basis, you know, and the government is not doing anything, you know, to bring that condition to the bearable situation, and given that you know, instead of trying to govern Nigeria the way it is, they are busy in buying properties all over the world. You can see what the report of it's not embarrassing. Nigerian embassy, foreign embassy, US embassy, making that kind of case against the Nigerian government. So it tells you that Nigeria is not meant to be one, and it's not workable. And if Nigeria is not workable, then Nigeria's breakability or breakability, whatever you call it, disintegration, is unstoppable and can never be negotiated. That's what I'm fighting. So now that we are not going, we are just saying that then, and suddenly that this shake of romance between the Yorubas and the Fulani is now because of this presidency trying to empower the Oduduwa squad in Asuro to make them comfortable, to put more money into them, you know, that they can use it, you know, to defend themselves in case Nigeria disintegrates. You don't know what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing. He's also preparing for one dual republic. That is just the truth. But unfortunately, the North has just discovered this truth, and they were overwhelmed. They were surprised that this is actually the plan that this man harbored secretly against them. Imagine all the federal government structures and ministers on appointment, federal appointment, they are all Yorubas. The military, the customs, them, all of them.
But we saw this under Buhari too, so there should not be complaint.
Well, we saw it under Buhari because Buhari is the life patron of all the Fulanis all over the world, and he represents the interest of the Middle East conquest, Fulanitic conquest in Africa, especially in Nigeria. With the arrowhead, they know him anywhere. Of course, you know what they said. That when they wanted to, take over the entire Southwest, Babangida said it. You can remember, So they went and brought him. They know who he is. They know what he stood for. They know his influence in the Middle East. They know he's a Sunni or a Shia, whatever he is. Then they know that. And the other said is that when it was time for them to carry out that mission, they quickly brought him. And unfortunately for the Yoruba nation, they came into it. And that was how Buhari became president of Nigeria after trying for 2-3 times or so. So he was able to establish and deploy over 100 billion naira or dollars to the Native Allah. He created an umbrella that represents the Fulani agenda in Nigeria. He cannot take that away. But because the kind of this we have in Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a bit liberal and all that, and he saw he has already seen the handwriting on the wall, and this is the direction where they go. Even though he was part of the agreement, he decided to defend his own people. That's what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing now. And at the peak of trying to restore or trying to regain consciousness over the possible collapse of Nigeria before 2027, the Fulani North are struggling to see how they are going to pave way for that alliance. But unfortunately, if they go to this direction, they'll be hurt. They go to another direction, it is dangerous. And the dangerous part of it is the OB presidency. Nobody's going to tell you this in the normal social media stuff and all that. They really will have this kind of understanding. And the lion in the cat, Okute, the stone, is at it now. Whether it's going to be Biafra, Igbo presidency in Nigeria, whatever thing they are going to target, you cannot take away Obi's identity, one as a Biafran, one as an Igbo man. Are you going to take that away? Obi is going to carry a briefcase for 4 years or thereafter if Nigeria does not disintegrate. What is going to be inside that briefcase? Bros, nobody will tell you that MTN, Airtel, and Glo, they are not the same network.
So you feel there will be a difference?
I am not telling you. I am telling you about an identity that is going to represent Nigeria and how different ethnic nationalities, those they are going to see it from different perspectives and what is actually represented. But I'm giving you currently now that the world will be able, because this presidency is going to attract world attention to Biafra. There's no two words about it. The world will celebrate Biafra. They begin to see whether there is going to be trust. They begin to see whether there's going to be treaties. They begin to see whether they will conduct the diplomatic advancement and engagement. They begin to see, whether these people can be able to protect their interests and defend their nationalities and whatever agreement they're going to enter with them now or thereafter. Obi is going to be that symbol, because in the first time in the history of Nigeria, we are having a Biafran Igbo president that will be a symbol of the restoration and support that will follow his presidency. People may not be able to see it that way, but it has become a reality. That's what we are saying, that it will come to a point that there will be rigorous agreement because Biafra will become a necessity. That is just the truth. And we must understand that. And that is where we are heading to. Everyone talking about Obi does not mean that Obi is going to win the presidency. But we are saying that, in case it happens, we should be aware of the era where we are. We should be respectful of the presence of the international community, the American government, the UK government, the Canadian government, the Australian government, the Chinese government, the Israeli government, all of them. And everybody will watch the first time in the history of Nigeria. And what they are definitely going to take away from his character as the first Biafran Igbo president. So that's another angle. Then that presidency, Igbo presidency in Nigeria is another angle entirely. 2027.
Okay, but a lot of people have come out to say that you know, if instead of the Igbos gambling, you know, that if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, will this not truncate? Because Nnamdi Kanu might be released, you know, conditionally, you know, and if he gets released conditionally, do you not think is but do you not think Nnamdi Kanu release will now finally truncate, you know, Peter Obi's chance of
Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot stop the forces that is going to invade Nigeria if he decide to do otherwise. Now, but that Donald Trump has told the Nigerian judiciary they are nothing but fake. Are they going to stand? Is he going to stand that forces? He cannot stand that forces. It's coming. They cannot. But the liberation agenda he is going to embark on is that, you know, with that plea, and if I cannot get it, then I will spearhead the disintegration of Nigeria. That's where Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going. Because the Western powers, Donald Trump will not allow him to sit there the second time.
So you see,
I'm telling you, you can never sit there the second time. See, everything that has to do with, you know, bilateral relationship with the United States of America is already on the gutters. And I can tell you that. See, when you continue to attract definite sanctions, you know, tariff war, you are engaging in drinks, you are aligning with American enemy, going to Russia, going to this, while Russia is already in Africa, China is already in Africa. How would you justify that? We are not aligning with anybody. We are aligning with the ideology that established Biafra. And what is that ideology? We have only two powerful nations in the world we are seeking solidarity and alliance with, and that is United States of America and State of Israel. Simple. Yeah, okay, you're covered. That is it. That's what we're talking about. And that's the reality. We have a bloodline with the Jews of Israel. That one is separate. Something that is having us together is deeper than political. Middle East policy, no, it's different. African policy is different. West African policy is different. AU policy is different. ECOWAS policy is different. Sahel policy is different. Are you not aware that AU is already on the run now? Because nations are pulling out from whatever agreement they are going to have with AU. We saw the Sahel, we saw Ibrahim Traore, we saw Niger, we saw Senegal. All of them are running away. So people are asking questions: why are people running away from AU? The new ECOWAS president that from Bola Ahmed Tinubu seated has dumped him. He's facing another reality of the relevance of this work. So alliances are emerging. So we must understand that. So the only people that can stand in the presence of these allies is people like P2B. And he think it's ordinary. He think that the popularity of Obi is ordinary. The world want to have a handshake with the first Biafran Igbo presidency in Nigeria and have a taste of what Biafra will look like in the nearest future, of what Biafran leadership will look like. They want to embrace it. Okay, we can actually dump 500 billion trillion US dollars in Biafran land and it will be secured, courtesy of what this man did before Biafra was finally restored by the world powers. Let them have a taste. If you are cooking a soup, when you turn your soup, you do it like this, abi? That's what the world want to know now. They want to know how Biafra tastes, and that taste is in your Obi presidency 2027. Yes, I want to remind you very clearly of what transpired in Edo State.
Yeah, we saw. So we saw, you know, the Okute himself, you know, storm Benin, and yesterday this caused a lot of engagement in Benin, around the world in Nigeria. They said, where's Okwebolo, the governor of Edo State, he was blabbing that Peter Obi should not, dare come to Benin, even we know that when we know that it's against the constitution that, Peter Obi has the right to go to whichever state he wants. But Okwebolo, is silent, he has not reacted to this. But a lot of people have said this Obi's right to go to wherever he wants. Yesterday was at Osama of Benin's book
It
launch.
tells you that the diplomatic channel of the Igbo people has been opened politically in Nigeria, internationally within Africa, and in the global world. Asia, America, Canada, Australia. The channel has been opened. If you see the caliber of people who surrounded Obi in Benin, as being reported, you will marvel that Obi spoke for over 1 hour plus. Signaling that he is the incoming next president of Nigeria and he knows what to do. Okute knows what to do. Stone knows what to do. The humble looking of a lion does not mean that the lion is weak. Do not underrate a man who has seen or believed in his own conviction that he is safer dead. Obi is the new face of Nigeria, and the likes of the big men, powerful figures that shut down Monda Bobolo to the gutters and invited Obi to give 1 hour, 2 hours a speech in that kind of gathering where we have top business Edo politicians, including Igbenidium Okada himself was there present. The Esama of Benin Kingdom was there in Benin Empire. Obi was live. And unfortunately for Monday, the governor and the Shomole and the Wike, they were all in their shame. Unfortunately, Obi was there live. It opens another direction in the political sagacity of the former Anambra governor, who has charmed over 250 million Nigerians without ceasing, without paying anybody. How did it happen?
But do you not think during the primaries, they will, the APC governors in various states will want to use this idea, or they will want to look for a means to cut off or not want Peter Obi to do.
See, let me tell you, the only obstacle Obi is going to have is Atiku. If Atiku can be selfish and selfless enough, let me do selfish and selfless at the same time. It will be better. Selfish is that he want to be part of Obi's government. Selfless is that he want to surrender his